Okay, so you know you're here because you really want to kind of like get to the bottom of things.
Yeah.
You want to figure out what matters and how to think about things.
Absolutely.
And, today we are diving deep into a really old source.
Very old indeed.
We're talking ancient.
Mm-hmm.
And, you sent me to these excerpts from the King James Bible, specifically Numbers chapter 11.
That's right.
Now,
Yeah.
some people might be like, oh, you know the Bible. But, like,
Hey.
just hang with me for a second because, like, within these verses,
Yeah.
there is so much great observation about, like, what it means to be human and the challenges we face.
It's amazing how much resonance there still is millennia later.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Forget, like, what you learned in Sunday school.
Right.
Our mission here isn't about, like, theology or anything.
Right.
It's really about, those timeless truths about people.
Yes.
The challenges of leadership.
That's right.
And you know what happens when we kind of let our desires run wild?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this thing.
Yeah.
So the chapter, it just drops us right in the middle of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that we all experience.
Yeah.
Complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So the first line, it tells us, and when the people complained, it displeased the Lord. And the Lord heard it. And his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them and consumed them. They were in the uttermost parts of the camp.
Wow. That's pretty dramatic.
It's pretty intense, right?
You
get this immediate link between their discontent and bam, fire.
It's like this instant karma situation.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, okay, so negativity has some pretty big consequences.
It can really flare up.
Yeah, and so what do? They cry out to Moses.
Right.
And Moses, steps in and the fire is put out.
Yeah.
And they even name the place Taberah, which means burning.
Wow.
It's like this whole object lesson right up front.
Like a warning sign.
Yeah. Negativity unchecked will flare up.
Don't do it.
It will cause damage.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't end there.
It doesn't.
The grumbling, it keeps going.
People are good at that.
Yeah, and it takes on this whole other flavor of discontent.
Oh, really?
They start yearning for something.
Okay.
They're like, we're missing something.
Interesting.
This is where I think it gets really fascinating.
Okay.
I'm listening. We go from just like general dissatisfaction to a very specific meat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like they're craving it.
They want some protein.
Yeah, and the text mentions this mixed multitude along with the children of Israel who are all like, yeah, we want that food we had back in Egypt.
I see.
And it's so specific.
Like what kinds of food?
They're talking fish,
Okay.
cucumbers,
Interesting.
melons, leeks, onions, garlic.
That's quite a list.
It's like you can almost taste it.
They're really reminiscing.
Yeah, they're like, we want that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though.
What's that?
They have this other food,
They do.
manna.
Okay.
It's this miraculous food, and they describe it.
How so?
It's like coriander seed, the color of bdellium.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's like a resin
Okay.
with a pearly look to it.
Huh. Interesting.
And they could grind it, bake it, and it tasted like fresh oil.
So it sounds like they had this readily available food source.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this is good.
Right.
This is what you have.
Right.
But their perception, it just totally tanks.
Oh, no.
They go from this divine sustenance to being like, but now our soul is dried away. There's nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes.
Oh, wow.
They are completely dismissing what they have.
Just because they're stuck on this memory of something else.
Yeah, it's like they're so fixated on this idea of what they had before.
It's so human, though, isn't it?
It is.
We do this all the time.
Yeah, we undervalue what we have.
Yeah.
And we're just stuck in the past.
It's like the good old days syndrome.
Right. And you know what, Matthew Henry?
Yeah.
A theologian and commentator from way back.
Okay.
He had some really interesting thoughts on this.
I'm all ears.
He said, discontented spirits will always find something to quarrel or fret about, though the circumstances of their outward condition be ever so favorable.
Wow, that's so true.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter how good things are.
Yeah.
There's always something to complain about.
And here they are, free from slavery, divinely provided for.
Right.
And they're choosing to focus on what they don't have.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And let's be honest.
Yeah.
Egypt, with their enslaved status,
Right.
probably not that great.
Probably not a picnic.
No.
Yeah.
But they're longing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this puts so much pressure on Moses.
I bet.
We see him listening to all their crying.
Yeah.
And he's not happy.
Understandably.
The text says he's displeased, but that's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
Like he's at his wit's end.
He's had it.
And he questions why he has to carry this whole population.
Wow.
He's like, have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them?
He's feeling the weight of all their demands.
Yeah.
Especially this meat thing.
It's relentless.
Yeah.
And then he makes this plea to God.
What does he say?
It's like this raw breaking point moment.
Okay.
He's like, whence should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat.
He's basically saying, where am I supposed to get all this meat?
Yeah. And then he goes even further.
Oh.
He's like, I am not able to bear all this people alone because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me. I pray thee out of hand if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness.
Wow. He's really overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's this powerful portrayal of what leadership can feel like.
The pressure can be immense.
The responsibility for everyone's well-being.
Especially when you feel alone.
Yeah, and their desires.
Right.
It's all on him.
I feel that.
That line, I am not able to bear all this people alone because it is too heavy for me.
Yeah, that resonates.
It's so relatable.
Yeah, whether you're leading a team at work or a community group, even a family.
Right.
That feeling of being solely responsible and completely overwhelmed.
It's real.
It is.
So what happens?
What does God do?
God tells Moses to gather 70 elders of Israel.
Okay, so he's bringing in some help.
Yeah, this is a big moment. God's solution, it's not just like giving Moses more strength.
He's distributing the load.
Yeah, he's like, okay, we're going to spread this out.
I like that.
And he promises to take some of the spirit on Moses and put it on these elders.
Okay.
So they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone.
So this is a key leadership principle right here.
Yeah.
Delegation, sharing responsibilities.
It's huge.
It's so important.
And when this spirit rests on the elders, something interesting happens.
Tell me.
They prophesy.
Wow.
And the text says, and did not cease. At least not right away.
They're empowered,
Yeah.
sharing divine insight.
It's a direct connection.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But then there's this situation
Okay, what happens?
with Eldad and Medad.
Who are they?
Two of the elders,
Okay,
they don't join the others.
they stay back.
Yeah, they stay in the camp.
Interesting.
But guess what? They start prophesying too.
Oh, wow.
And this worries Joshua,
Who's Joshua?
Moses' assistant.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, we need to stop this.
I see.
He might be thinking about maintaining order
Yeah,
and keeping authority centralized under Moses.
that makes sense.
Maybe he sees this independent prophecy as a challenge.
It could be seen that way.
Yeah. But Moses' reply is really something.
What does he say?
He says, enviest thou for my sake? Would God gone that all the Lord's people were prophets and that the Lord would put his spirit upon them?
Wow, what a response.
He's not threatened at all.
It's like he's embracing it.
Yeah, he's like, wouldn't it be amazing if everyone had this gift?
He's putting the greater good first.
Yeah, it shows a real secure leader.
Someone who wants others to flourish.
Exactly.
It's inspiring.
Okay, so the leadership issue is kind of addressed. But what about the people's craving for meat?
Yeah, what happens there?
Well, God promises to
He
provide.
does.
But there's a twist.
What's that?
He says they'll eat meat not just for a day or two,
Okay.
not even 20 days,
Oh, wow.
but for a whole month.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, and he says, until it come out at your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you.
That's a pretty vivid image
Yeah, it's like a warning.
about their desires.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And Moses being the practical one, he raises a good point.
What's that?
He's like, there are 600,000 men on foot alone.
Okay.
How are we going to get enough meat for all these people?
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
He says, shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them?
He's thinking about the logistics.
Yeah, it seems impossible.
It does.
And God's response,
What's that?
it's amazing.
Tell me.
He says, is the Lord's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not.
So he's saying, don't underestimate my power.
Yeah, it's like a reminder.
There's more to it than just logistics.
Yeah.
Right.
And so provision comes.
It does.
A wind brings in tons of quail.
Quail.
Yeah, birds.
Okay.
And there are so many that they cover the camp
Wow.
for, as it were, a day's journey
That's a lot of ground.
in every direction.
That's a lot of
And they're piled up high,
Like how high?
about 3 feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 2 cubits.
So they're just covered in quail.
Yeah, and the people spend days gathering them.
Wow.
Even the least among them collects 10 homers.
Which is like, what a lot.
It was a significant unit of measure back then.
Okay, so they got their meat.
Yeah, they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, The wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague.
Oh, wow.
And they named the place Kibroth-Hattaavah, which means graves of lusting.
Because that's where they buried all the people who died.
Yeah, it's intense.
It is.
They got exactly what they craved.
But it killed them.
Yeah, it's like this huge warning.
About unchecked desires.
And the danger of rejecting what we have.
Just for some fleeting craving.
Yeah, and Matthew Henry, he says,
What's that?
it's about the vanity of sensual delights they will cloy, but they will not satisfy.
Yeah.
Spiritual pleasure alone will satisfy and last.
So true.
Right.
It's like chasing after things that don't ultimately fulfill us.
Yeah. And he also says,
What else?
God often grants the desires of sinners in wrath, while he denies the desires of his own people in love.
Wow, that's a powerful thought.
It's like sometimes getting what we want.
Can actually be harmful.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
It is.
So as you're listening to all this, what are the big takeaways?
What are we learning?
From this deep dive into Numbers chapter 11, we see how powerful discontent can be.
Yeah.
The huge weight that comes with leadership,
Right.
the wisdom in sharing responsibility,
Absolutely.
and that whole dance of shared authority.
And those consequences.
Yeah, the dangers of our own unchecked desires. It really makes you think, how often do we not appreciate what we have?
Right.
The good things, the opportunities, the relationships.
Yeah.
And we get fixated on what we lack.
It's so easy to do that.
It's like, how do we cultivate gratitude
Yes.
for what is?
That's the key.
Before those longings lead us down a dangerous path.
That's a good question.
And what can we learn from this ancient story
Right.
about dealing with our own desires?
Yeah.
Those cravings for more.
For something different.
Yeah. And how can we understand and support those leaders?
The ones who are carrying so much.
Yeah, the pressure they face.
It's often invisible.
It is.
It's important to remember that.
It is.
So much to consider.
It is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely.
I really encourage you to think about these themes.
Yeah.
How they might apply to your own life and experiences.
See you next time.
See ya.